All right, so the next one here, Hamas signals an interest in negotiating a ceasefire. So Ismail Haniyeh, the chief of Hamas's political bureau, who is based in Qatar, signaled on Wednesday that he was interested in negotiating a sustainable ceasefire with Israel. He said, quote, "We are open to discuss any arrangement or initiative that could end the Israeli aggression," end quote. Suggesting that he favored some sort of two-state solution, Haniyeh said he was open to, quote, "putting the Palestinian house in order in both the West Bank and the Gaza Strip," end quote. And he said he was interested in entering talks that could lead to, quote, "political path that secures the right of the Palestinian people to their independent state with Jerusalem as its capital," end quote. I wanted to make sure that I was quoting him because the wording is interesting. So he also called the idea of a post-war Gaza without Hamas delusional. It's basically saying Hamas is not going anywhere. And he also said that the fight in Gaza was approaching its honorable end due to the resistance of Hamas fighters and other militant groups against the Israeli invasion. So now his deputy, Mosu Abu Marzouk, who another Hamas official, I believe based in Qatar. I think he's moved around over the years from Lebanon and Syria, but I think now he's in Qatar. So he suggested that Hamas might be willing to recognize Israel, but he later appeared to walk back the statement. He told Al Monitor that one idea, he said, we should follow the official stance of the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, which recognized Israel as a state under the 1993 Oslo Accords. But the following day, Abu Marzouk said that there was a misunderstanding, adding, quote, "I therefore confirm that Hamas does not recognize the legitimacy of the Israeli occupation and does not concede any of the rights of our Palestinian people. We confirm that the resistance will continue to liberation and return," end quote. So he kind of walked that back, but still, they're both kind of hinting at negotiations and not just kind of for hostage release for like a lasting deal. Now, while they're doing that, it's unclear if these officials are really speaking for Hamas, the Hamas militants and leaders that are in Gaza that are currently fighting the Israelis on the ground. And, these guys are the ones in Qatar, nice and comfortable. So I'm not really sure of the relationship between them at this point. What's interesting is that Hamas has a political office in Qatar because the U.S. asked Qatar to host them because they wanted to open up a diplomatic channel. So now that they're sending these signals, there's also another issue is that there's no sign Israel is interested in anything like this at all. Netanyahu is saying they're going to eliminate Hamas and all that. And Haaretz reported on Wednesday, as I covered yesterday, that the Israeli war cabinet blocked the Mossad chief from reopening hostage negotiations with the Hamas officials in Qatar. So they don't even want to talk about hostages anymore. They're not going to want to talk about a two-state solution with Hamas being the government. That's just not on the table right now. But still interesting that they're sending these signals. I saw another report in Israeli media, kind of very loosely sourced, so I wasn't too sure about it, but it said that there's rumors that Hamas leaders are leaving Qatar because they fear for their safety, which sounds like, if that's being reported in Israeli media, that means is Israel thinking about taking action against them? That would really end the chance of any sort of negotiations.